What's up, guys? In today's video, we're gonna drive down to Krash Off-Road and pick up my brand new aftermarket cage. We're gonna cut the wrecked cage off the YXZ and get the brand new cage installed. I was really concerned about how damaged the cage was. I was afraid the frame was in pretty bad shape. I was prepared with torches and a porta power, but yeah, you'll have to check out how everything went. I'm so happy with how it looks, and I think you guys are gonna like the cage. I chose the rear spoiler. That was, I'll get you the figures on how much it was. I got the rear spoiler, the sunroof, and on my non-wrecked YXZ, I have the adjustable harness bar. On this one, I just went with the straight harness bar, and I like that just as much. There's less components, less material, less cost. So although the cost was kind of offset because the spoiler and the sunroof cost a little more, I also got some tabs welded on for my rear chase bar. On the wrecked YXZ, I chose not to go with the light bar on the front. I just wanted something a little bit different. That's also why I chose the spoiler and the sunroof, because I wanted it to look quite a bit different than my original YXZ, and I have different plans for this build. And I mean, now that the cage is on, I mean, I'm so excited about this build. I've got tons of parts coming. This thing is gonna be sweet. So check it out. All right, I got the bent cage off. I ended up having to cut it because due to the bends, there was so much pressure on it. When I cut the cage, the whole thing snapped and the whole frame just kind of bounced. But luckily, it bounced right back into place. The doors used to be like way up here. They dropped way down here. Now they're a little too tight to close, but when you're putting an aftermarket cage on, you're supposed to jack up the center of the side-by-side. And I think once I jack the frame up and put the new cage on, I think it's gonna go right back into place. I mean, I think I got really lucky. I don't want to jinx it, but I mean, everything just kind of snapped right back into place. It doesn't look bent or tweaked at all. There used to be, you know, some bending out and the frame down there, but that popped right back in. I mean, it looks really good. This one might be tweaked a little bit. I might have to bend that back, but I mean, if that's all I got to do, wow, I'm super happy with that. All right, it's time to put the cage on. I got to do a few things to get it ready. I got to put the jack underneath it and jack it up. I'm going to jack it up until the door latches or is close to latching. And then also I'm going to tie this point, and on the other side I'm going to tie that point, tie them together so I can ratchet them in. This frame's really flexible, so when you take the cage off it kind of opens up, so you got to kind of close it up a little bit. So hopefully it's not too terrible to put on. I think I'm going to grease up these bungs here. That way it could slide on easier. My last cage, when I put that on, it got hung up on here and I had to pound the crap out of it with a rubber mallet, but we'll try it and see what we get. That's my wife. You ready to get it on, Sam?
It's not me going.
Throat can't stop tickling. Okay, let's see. Not close.
Oil that.
I don't know if your little arms can lift it that far. It's getting there. Oh. Okay. Hey. It's shut. Okay. All right, let's get.
You really have to have that part of the video because like you're.
You got to warm the sausage. All right. God, I'm such a good spreader. All right, I got the ratchet strap on it. I'm gonna give it a little tension. Not too much to begin with. I guess we'll see if it slides right on. Doubtful. You're so strong. Let's worry.
My wrists were being told. Set it down a second. Hold on. I know. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Not the paint.
Let's regroup here. I can't move this stupid thing here.
Is it your fault? Too slow. I'll fight you over.
Ready?
These are really light.
Stop. Okay, hang on. Oh, you're on the side. Hold on.
Shouldn't have jacked it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Need my stilts.
Yeah, I itched my finger really bad.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
Reset.
I'm really sorry to scratch anything. I don't know just what to stuff it up.
That's cool. Let me get the post on it. Oh my god!
Oh, shoot.
It slipped on! Oh my god.
My fingers hurt. Ouch.
It fit. So easy.
Yeah. So easy.
I mean, the lifted sucked, but. Oh my god, just a little tap.
You want me to be the whacker?
Yeah, you be the whacker. Alright. Alright, we got it set on there. That was super easy. But, I mean, it's just a little bit from sitting down. And I mean, it looks like it's going to slide right in place. I'm super excited. Let's see it.
Let's go.
Maybe if I tighten it? Maybe if I loosen it? I don't know, I'm just going to keep
Oh, that slid down good.
tapping. Just tap it in. All right, I had to put a little tension on this, pulled it up, and the bolt went right in. All right, on this B pillar here, we had to just pull down a little bit to get the bolt in. It slipped right in. The suspension came up a little bit, but it didn't pull up hard enough to really go through the travel, so yeah, it was pretty easy. The new aftermarket Krash cage is on, and I mean, for as bent up as the stock cage was, this thing fit on fairly easily. It slipped right on the B pillars, and we did have to do a little bit of pulling with the big ratchet straps. I hooked it here and here and just kind of yanked it down until we could get some bolts in here. I did have to tap it with a mallet around there just to get this bolt in. This one was the furthest off, but I think that's because I put all the other rear bolts in first. I literally just stood on this front here. It pulled it down and my wife put the bolts in. I mean, it did not go bad. Lifting it was probably the worst part. I may say 4 people would be so much easier to get it on, but you know, it really wasn't that bad. I really like the look of it. I can't wait to see it all back together. I'm not sure on the wing yet. I don't know if I love it. I like the sunroof. That's a really cool detail. It's a little dusty right now, but it's so much brighter in the cab. It's kind of weird after seeing my YXZ for so long. I think the cage is going to be more fitting if I go long travel, a little bit more aggressive wheels, just a more aggressive look in general. Yeah, there's going to be a chase bar that goes up here. I had the tabs welded on for that. Yeah, I'm super happy with the way it turned out. I'm a little bit bummed because I thought this was going to be kind of a longer video series, and I thought I was going to have to get the torches out and really, you know, bend some things back and maybe do some welding. I got the porta power and torches ready to, you know, really tear into this thing, but I mean, all I had to do was kind of put the cage on, bend it back a little bit, just with a ratchet strap. It mounted right up, and this cage is so solid. This didn't even flex. The frame just kind of flexed right up into place, and I mean, the door closes perfectly now. I mean, even the other side, it all just kind of went back into shape. I'm really happy with that. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm not sure if this frame is bent in or not, but I'm going to look into that. I got the Weller frame brace that I'm going to be putting in. I'll probably have to pull the diff. Maybe then I can use my porta power, maybe a little heat to get that out. But yeah, that's after that it'll be back to good working condition. And then I have the race car design full gusset kit and shock relocation coming for this, so I'm gonna have to tear it down quite a bit more, but it's gonna be a lot stronger, and I'm super excited to get going. All right, I took the YXZ outside so we could do a better overview of how it looks. I think it looks pretty sweet. I like the shape of the cage. The wing is kind of growing on me. The sunroof is still odd from inside, but I like it. It looks awesome. I mean, the thing sits flat. I think it took care of all our issues. Everything looks completely straight now. I think the cage took care of all our issues, just taking the wrecked cage off and putting the new one on. This cage is so thick walled that drawing the frame back up and putting it in place, I mean, it just pulled everything right back to the original shape. I mean, it doesn't look bent or leaning at all. So I did opt for the cage with the single harness bar. My other cage has the adjustable harness bar, and honestly I didn't really use that much, and it was a little extra cost, so I like just the stationary harness bar. It works good, looks nice, less weight. I like it. This chase bar is just roughly sitting on there. I just kind of wanted to see how it looks, so it's not tied in or anything. But that is the chase bar that I'm going to be using. I'm going to have a video on wiring that up. So yeah, it looks really good. I mean, I'm so happy with it. This thing, I mean, just pulled everything back together. I was kind of concerned because I was looking at this door spacing here, and I can fit my fingers in between here, but I mean, everything went back to its normal place. The door shut fine. I mean, everything works fine. It's just, I thought this was quite a bit of space, but I checked my other YXZ and it has the exact same amount of spacing here, and it's never been wrecked. I just thought it looked like kind of a large gap, but my other one is exactly the same way. I'll show you that right now. All right, here's my original YXZ, and you can see the door spacing is exactly the same as on the other YXZ. It's a little bit tighter on the bottom and a little more space on top. I thought that was weird, but that's just how they are. Yeah, I can still fit my fingers in there. So, I mean, they're both exactly the same. So I think, you know, the frame's right back to where it was. I don't think we have any more tweaking on the frame. I am gonna put the Weller rear brace under here. I'm not sure if this frame is pushed in a little bit or not, but I want to make sure it's not. See, this wheel, it had some dirt in these beadlock bolts here, so that makes me think it caught pretty hard, and there's some scrapes here. So I'm just afraid that it pushed in and kind of pushed that frame in a little bit. So I'm gonna put that frame brace in, and if I need to, I'll pull the diff and widen it out, make sure we get that bracket in. I'm actually gonna do that right after I finish this video. And then also, I just got in my Ray's Car Designs full frame gusset kit, so I've got to take all the plastic off of this thing and start welding in some gussets. I did opt for the shock relocation, so my shocks are going to be sitting up a little more, a lot more bracing in here. So I'm excited. That kit looks like a ton of work though, so hoping to get that done pretty soon. But as far as the cage goes, I mean, the thing is flawless. Krash, every cage I've ever seen from Krash is just flawless. Their welds are perfect, the powder coating's perfect. I mean, everything's clean. It is just amazing work as always. This cage, I did opt for the wing and the sunroof, which was an extra charge. I wasn't sure if I wanted either of those, but I kind of wanted to do something different from my other YXZ, so that's what I did. And like I said, I went with the straight bar harness mount instead of the adjustable one, and I like it just as much. So if you guys are wondering about any of those things, I'll do a breakdown of some of the prices. So like I said in the intro, I did not go with the light bar in the front. I might put some light pods here. I don't know if I like that or not. I am doing the shock relocation, so it's gonna have some brackets up here. I don't really like the light bar there either. So I think what I'm gonna do is get an aftermarket bumper and put a light bar there. I do want some sort of light bar because the YXZ headlights suck, but I kind of like the look of it without the light bar on top. It looks a lot different than my other Krash cage, so I really like that. This sunroof, it's super awesome. It did have some like white stuff on it, but yeah, you can see it turns white there. But as I keep cleaning it, I put some well, I just cleaned it with water, and then I also hit it with some SC1, and it's starting to turn black. So I mean, it looks really good. These bolts he used, they're just, I mean, so cool looking. And this wing, depending on the angle, I love it or I hate it. I don't know, it's a pretty aggressive angle here, but I mean, it looks really cool from different angles. And I like how it kind of protects my chase bar. Although this is a cheap Amazon chase bar, it's not really bolted up or wired just yet. I'm just kind of fitting it up. I'll have a video coming soon. I'm gonna record that video today actually, wiring this all up, putting the switches in, all that stuff. I have this same chase bar on my other YXZ. I absolutely love it, and I wish everybody had a chase bar. I've had so many people tell me, man, the only way I could see you was that chase bar. And I mean, it's kept people from running into the back of me when you stop in dusty trails. It works really good. I kept the intrusion bars on this cage because I really like those, the added strength, and I mean, you can see perfectly. You don't even notice them when you're driving. This cage doesn't have the factory Yamaha mirror mount, which I'm happy about because that mirror kind of sucks. I mean, the cage looks so clean. It's so perfect. I'll get in it and kind of give you a view of the intrusion bar and the sunroof here. So you see, I mean, most of the time you're looking out here, and I mean, when I'm driving, I don't even notice these intrusion bars here. It's so strange how bright it is in the cab with this sunroof. I like it, and going to the dunes, being able to kind of look up when you're climbing hills, that's really cool. And not having the light bar right here, I just have a lot larger field of view. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I think I'll get used to how bright it is in here. Yeah, it feels cool. It feels like a rally car. I love aftermarket cages. The added safety and just the look of them, so cool. I threw the harnesses back in. Like I said, I went with the straight harness bar opposed to the adjustable one that I have on my other Krash cage. I really like it. It has a lot less components, so it's a little bit less weight. It does slide around a little bit, but you don't really notice it at all. If anybody was looking for some harnesses that match the YXZ plastic, the STV Motorsports are close, but I mean, they're just the tiniest bit off, which kind of bothers me. So they're a little bit lighter. So if you're wondering if the STV Motorsports harnesses match, almost, not quite. I forgot to mention when I was outside, I did go with the black roof this time instead of the color matched blue, and I'm really happy with that. I really like the look of the black roof opposed to the blue. The blue was cool, but I wanted something a little different, and I think I'm gonna go with a wrap on this one, and I'm gonna do a lot more black, maybe some other colors, and I think the black roof is gonna look a lot better with it. But yeah, I forgot to mention that. All right, that's it for the video. I'm really happy with how the YXZ turned out. I'm so glad I didn't have to do a lot of heating and bending and welding and cutting and all that stuff to get the YXZ back to the way it's supposed to be. Everything just popped back. The cage slid right on. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't believe it. The doors closed perfectly, and the plastic that I'd put the plastic push pins in the plastic and they'd pop out, and then you put it back in, it'd pop out. But now I just push the push pins in, all the plastic goes right back to how it was. I mean, you couldn't tell this from my non-wrecked YXZ. It looks amazing. The Krash cage is amazing quality as always. I mean, it's just so impressive what Krash Off-Road, like how much time and just quality they put into their cages. It's just, they're flawless and they fit up perfect every time. It's crazy. I love Krash cages. I would tell anybody, you know, go out and buy one. And I would not get in a YXZ without a aftermarket cage at least, because the stock cages are just so garbage, man. It's definitely worth the investment, and it looks just amazing. If you like this video, or if you want to follow the YXZ build, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. We have a ton of off-road videos, a lot of aftermarket part installation. We just recently did a reaction video to some off-road crashes we found on YouTube, and that video was really fun to make. We'll probably have a few more of those coming. That was a lot of fun to film, actually. We have side-by-sides, quads, snowmobiles, lots of off-road stuff. We're just filming whatever we're doing on the weekend. So yeah, check out some of our other videos and please subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.